Willie Mullins, champion jumps trainer in Ireland, has shown us some of his stable stars this morning in Clesutton, County Carlow, and he's made some revelations as well. Willie, we heard earlier that you really are going to target the champion hurdle with Lorena.
Yes, I think our owner is keen to do that. She's unbeaten last year for us, and she's got much stronger during the summer. She's got a real good hurdling technique. I think she has the stamina for and the speed for that type of a trip. It's going to be a little gamble, but if you don't try, you'll never succeed.
Absolutely, and you tried similar things with that wonderful mare Annie Power. Does she compare in any way to her?
I had Annie Power as a bumper mare, but I hadn't got this mare, so I wasn't sure what we had when we started off. But she certainly had the same type of power and size and scope. Hopefully, she has the same speed.
It's one way as well of keeping some of your top mares apart. What then is the plan for Limini and Benny Deju?
Well, I think Benny Deju, I'd like to go just aim for the mare's hurdle with her. That's my plan. I know my owner was keen to go maybe jump more over fences. We could do a little bit of that. It's easier to keep them sounder over hurdles, and I think we've had a little bit to bother with Benny, so I think even though she looks every inch a chaser, I think jumping hurdles might suit her better.
And Limini?
Limini will stay hurdling. She'll be going for the mare's hurdle too.
We also spoke a lot about your chases. The Arkle is a race you've won plenty of times. We spoke earlier about Draconian. Could he be the one that wins the Arkle for you this year?
Yes, last year he came out, he was doing great stuff for us early in the season. We gave him a break and brought him back to Punchestown, where he was absolutely fantastic. And I thought, coming home from Punchestown, maybe we'll just stay hurdling with him. And then when I see how much he's matured during the winter, or during the summer, I thought, this fella looks like a chaser. So we've schooled him, and he jumps very well. And, he could be in the Footpad sort of league.
And speaking of Footpad, you're thinking you may go towards the King George?
This time last year, we were aiming him for the RSA because his pedigree, his form over hurdles all suggested that he was a staying chaser, that he would be a staying chaser. And he has, we've no reason to doubt that, but he was so sharp over his fences, we just kept him to the minimum trip. And he obviously has the ability to win over fences. And it's much easier to keep a horse sounder over fences at 2 miles than it is when you go in those long distance races. You can only run so many times in those long distance races, whereas over 2 miles you can run and they recover much quicker. But he no doubt he has the ability. I know his owner would love to win the King George. I'd love to win the King George. It's a fantastic race, and possibly go down the Gold Cup route. So we'll probably, after his first run or two in the season, we'll have to make up our mind, and until then I think we'll leave that decision. York Hill probably just had a disaster of a season last year. We tried different things and none of them worked. I think he's come back good and strong, looks well this year. We'll just stick to chasing and try and just get it right with him. Bells Hill, the performances he put in at the end of last season were huge in Punchestown and in Fairyhouse, and to do that so close to one another, I think shows the strength of the horse. So if we can get him really right this year, he's going to be in all those top races.
Forheen is another horse who must have really, really given you joy at Punchestown.
Yes, it was tremendous to see him win, and the style of his win, he just galloped everything into the ground. A lot of the jockeys came in for criticism, saying that they let him off, but speaking to the jockeys after the race, they all said to me that he went such a lunatic gallop they couldn't contemplate going after him, and they thought he would definitely come back. He just didn't. He loves Punchestown, but he loves galloping and jumping as well. While no definite decision has been made on which career he's going to take, whether he's going to start chasing, would be a lot easier, especially novice chasing. He would probably, he's won a point, so he jumps well enough. But possibly, I know a lot of people are keen to see him back over hurdles and going in the staying division, and that might be an easy way to keep him sound, actually, is just to run him over hurdles. But we haven't made that decision fully yet.
It's certainly great to see him back, that's for sure. Just a quick word then about your Grand National team. Pleasant company, one more stride and you might have won it.
Yes, he ran a cracker in it last year. And then so he's going to be aimed there. I think Rathvinden, who won the 4 Mile Chase, will ultimately end up there. And we Total Recall could go there. He won the Ladbroke last year. We have a few that could.
Pair of Brown Eyes.
Pair of Brown Eyes, yes, very, very good. A little unlucky. Just picked up a small injury late in the season. Didn't manage to get to those races. And we have a nice selection of horses, and hopefully we'll have something good on the day. It can be hard just to get them there, but I think we have a nice selection.
Now, we know plenty about your superstars, but is there one horse you can give us to follow?
We have a nice young horse called Face the Facts. It hasn't run yet. Horse off the flat. Nice rating off the flat. So if we'll get him out later in the season, and I think he could be a nice horse, yes.